Yep, it's your boy Anime Only again, back with another reaction, and let me pull it up for y'all. Let me pull it up for y'all. All right, this is the Ace family deserve their failure. And before we get started, shout out to Sunny V2. I seen a lot of his videos. Sunny, yo, you go crazy. If this man should be doing stuff for TV shows now, not movies. I mean, documentaries, like, you know what I'm saying, they be on TV. Cause he's doing really good. I fucks with you, my boy. I'm subscribed, as you can see. I've been watching you for like last 2 weeks. You're pretty good, my guy. But Ace family, does they deserve that failure? So we're gonna get into the Ace family. I don't know. Excuse me. If y'all don't know what Ace family is, it's like a famous YouTube family channel, obviously. Millionaires. So, you know, a lot of things has been crashing down for them. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see what's up with that. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I enjoy every moment of my life.
Their big Ace family home that they're always flexing is being foreclosed on.
They will soon no longer have their house, which is really the only visual we have that they're successful.
I think that they bit off more than they could chew when they started hiring all this high-end talent.
And now he's about to lose everything.
And to make matters worse, they are getting foreclosed on their $10 million house.
Everything they do seems to turn into a scam or lawsuit.
We're at about 12 lawsuits right now.
It looks like maybe his
12 lawsuits. That's tough.
wife is gonna leave him.
Austin McBroom is such a freaking scammer. I hope this guy goes to jail.
The Ace family only had so long before their golden facade of extravagance eventually came crumbling down. Taking a move right out of Dan Bilzerian's playbook, Austin McBroom and his wife Catherine displayed their decadent life inclusive of mansions and fancy cars to their 19 million subscribers on YouTube before being completely and utterly exposed.
At the time, I found it really odd that they had 2 loans on the property totaling nearly $10 million.
The Ace family's $10 million house with a $10 million mortgage on it is going into foreclosure. They're being sued for over $130 million for shady and failed business practices.
Hello, wait. Let's dissect this right quick. They got a loan for $10 million and they're being sued for $100 million.
All while their viewership on YouTube has declined from 200 million per month in late 2018 to only 10 million per month recently. If you were a religious person, you'd say that the Ace family are currently paying for their sins. They're steadily coming to terms with the fact that they cannot outrun the bad decisions from their own past, made at a time when everything was going swimmingly and failure seemed like an impossibility. However, despite previously sitting in a totally unshakable, bulletproof position, there was always controversy. The Ace family began their channel back in 2016. And when observing even their first video, we can see that the foundation of their channel was built on fake perfection. They wanted everyone to think that they were a picture perfect family.
But to be fair, when I was younger, probably in college, when I was like 18, 19, I thought it was fake, but I'm like, oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I never really watched them like that, but I'm saying like Pretty Boy Fredo and shit like that. It's like, I thought the shit was real, they don't count, but let's continue.
Consisting of former college basketball player Austin McBroom, his fitness model girlfriend Catherine Payers, and their 2-month-old baby Elle. This image of being a happy, high-status family with absolutely zero internal problems became increasingly paramount as time progressed. They'd wear matching clothes while out and about.
We're matching today.
Oh yeah, we are matching.
While displaying their perfect home together, and on the side, Austin would even purchase Catherine a new car for Valentine's Day.
I'll be surprising my queen and my princess with a new car. Yes, people, a new car. And this is not a prank.
The naive amongst their audience who believed their problem-free facade saw them as what you might call family goals. And as a result, their channel grew insanely fast, blasting past 1 million subscribers less than a year after creating their channel, which was met with an over-the-top, cringy cliche video celebrating the milestone.
Here goes, here goes, here we go. It's coming! It's coming!
See, all that screaming and shit, come on.
However, now that they had a following, people started to notice and therefore call them out on the fake nature of their lives. It started somewhat subtly. For example, Catherine made a tweet stating, "I'm the most laid-back, chill, drama-free, overly calculated person you'll ever meet. If you don't like it, F off."
If you don't like it, fuck off, nigga. But that's tough, man. Let's just keep. I'm gonna say this. if you idolize a family or somebody you don't know as far as goals, and they're humans, dog. Like, they're not real. I mean, they're real, but it's like they're not perfect. Okay, so it shouldn't be a surprise with all this happening. It's just crazy that they're rich. From what I'm thinking, in my mind, they're rich, and it's like they're literally in debt, bro. That's crazy.
If someone tries to convince you that their personality is this or that, it's probably best to assume the opposite. Because if they really were that thing, they wouldn't need to tell you. This is highlighted pretty well in that Catherine states she's a laid-back, drama-free person in a combative tweet that requests people to F off. In addition to this, she'd respond to fans stating, "Your whack ass is annoying, mind your own business. Your tweet of my pic is the most attention you've ever had, lol," highlighting that maybe she's not the laid-back, genuine individual that she proclaims to be. Many would probably agree that in the social media world, the same rule applies. Those who look like they have the best lives, the best families, the best holidays, etc., etc., probably have some of the worst lives. Because hey, how good can your life be if all you're trying to do is make others envious of you? Everyone could sense that the Ace family's life was total BS. We all know on an unconscious level that this kind of life is complete and utter garbage. It's all fake. The happy, rich, problem-free life that you see on Instagram does not exist. It's a facade usually.
That's a lot of people, y'all. Not just them, a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't be on Instagram. I don't really look at what people got. Like, if you posting pictures and you showing like what they got, the Lambo, they got the Rolls Royce on the left, they got the plane in the back, but they're in debt. That's tough, man. Like, y'all gotta stand for something, man. Y'all can't just be running around here buying a lot of things and just be flexing, because if you're not making that money work for you, what's the point, bro? Like, you getting it, or you're saving it and being smart with it, is no point.
Put up by miserable people looking to mask their own uninteresting personalities. But in the case of the Ace family, there was no rock solid evidence yet. They were excellent at covering their trail. However, after moving into an LA mansion only 1.5 years after starting YouTube,
Ta-da!
Nice
The Ace family.
they began to get exposed on the main screen. When introducing the property, they framed the whole scenario as if he and Catherine had purchased the home.
I've always wanted my own home, and I've never had one. Catherine's never had one. And the fact that we're able to have one together as a family is a blessing.
We've worked so hard for this, and this is something that we've always wanted. And to have a home like this, to raise Elle and have a backyard and be able to obviously work from home is such a blessing.
This has been a dream of mine to have my own house tour. This is crazy.
In addition to this, Austin McBroom would make a post on Instagram stating, "If you were to ask me where I'd be at the age of 25, I definitely wouldn't have said I would be standing on the roof of my own house," implying that he and Catherine had purchased it. However, people became somewhat suspicious when, in a vlog, Catherine's brother mentioned that they should talk to the owner of the property after noticing a problem with the house.
Bro, I would call the owner and ask him about the history of this house.
Baby, tell me about that drawer.
Call about the history of this house.
Viewers would then figure out the address of the property and subsequently discover records stating that it had last sold in April 2016, almost 2.5 years before they had moved in. Additionally, they would find another Instagram post by a rental agent who stated that he had just leased this exquisite custom view estate in Woodland Hills, prompting responses such as, "So apparently the new house they bought is just a lease. They're paying $17,000 a month to live in this huge house when they don't even need it. For what? They are..."
I'm fucking done, bro. $17K a month to rent a house, bro. $17K. So at the end of the year, if you do that math, I can do it off the top of my head. That's exactly $204,000 a year to rent a house, not buy. They can literally take that $204,000 and buy a house. It's way smaller though, especially down here in North Carolina, man. Atlanta somewhere, $200K.
Idiots. They are always preaching about being so down to earth and humble and this and that, but instead of just buying a nice home in LA, they have to spend $17,000 each month just to live in this freaking mansion in the Woodland Hills. Yeah, super down to earth. Though the Ace family wouldn't live in the house for very long. After only 10 months of living there, they would upload a video titled "Someone Broke Into Our House," stating that while out at Disneyland, they had been robbed.
We've been at Disney all day and someone broke into our house. As you can see.
This would, however, turn out to be another event that many considered to be a fake stunt for views. Viewers found it to be a little suspicious that the robbers decided not to take all the electronics that had been left out in the open on the ground floor.
I'm so confused. They didn't take the wallet. They didn't take this stuff,
including vlogging cameras which are integral to their YouTube channel, instead going upstairs to look through the
them cameras expensive too. I would have took the camera.
walk-in robes where the shoes and clothes were kept. In
if I was a robber.
Pyro Cynical's video on the topic, he noted that the Ace family had installed numerous cameras around the house.
We do have cameras. Yes,
everywhere,
people.
guys.
Yes, people, don't try to do no funny stuff.
Which were apparently completely useless as the robbers only had small flashlights.
We obviously have cameras in the house, but like I said, the house was completely dark and they had some little ass flashlights.
Suspicions were further raised when Austin would go to the effort of pointing out a random pair of footprints found in the front garden.
Oh, hold up.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's a big foot right there. Those are big feet.
As if the whole thing had been set up and he was trying to solve his own crime. With suspicions raised, viewers would look into the possibility that it had been faked and would discover that one of the police officers in the video looked very similar to a fake hireable police officer from a company called Top Cop Shop LA. Someone would then pose as a financial advisor for Austin McBroom, emailing Top Cop Shop LA, requesting that they provide an invoice for the hire of fake police, at which point they would receive a receipt made out to Austin McBroom for the hire of 5 police cars and 6
$4,787.68 to rent some rental cops, my boy. Once it gets to that point, like, you gotta really sit down and think to yourself, why am I doing this shit right now? But that's just me.
Fake police officers. Catherine then responded to the criticism by doing what all moronic influencers do when they're under fire, virtue signal by talking about the police. To attack those who risk their lives on a daily basis to protect our communities and our families, by suggesting that they would participate in a staged robbery amounts to slander. To suppose that the police officers that responded to our robbery call were paid to act in a vlog or a staged robbery is ridiculous. It doesn't only attack the integrity of our family, not that they had any integrity to begin with, it takes away from a relevant issue, which is the safety of our family and our home, as well as the integrity of our police department. Austin would respond by stating that the Top Cop Shop receipt had been faked.
People made up a receipt that we paid actor cops. They typed it out, made it up, and the fact that it was just typed up very professional, they thought it was real. And then they took one of the cops that looked like he was from a movie and put the two pictures together and said it's the same cop, but it was completely different.
4 days later,
Logan Paul probably just like, yeah, you're lying, but okay, we'll slide.
The Ace family would move to a new property and things seemed to go back to normal. However, the Ace family's housing problems were far from over. Only a few short months later, Austin explained that while filming a video with FaZe Rug, he would notice 2 almost finished side-by-side houses close to where they lived, and for content they would go and film some videos inside them after getting permission from the builder.
Alright guys, so these are the 2 houses that are almost done being built. I think they're gonna be done in like 3 months and they're gonna be up for sale.
After going back to look at the property once again at a later date, Austin came up with a crazy idea.
And I was like, let me go and ask him just to see what he would say if I decided to just combine both of the houses.
They plan on purchasing both houses and combining them together to create one mega mansion, which they knew would fit perfectly with the Ace family's luxurious branding. The problem was that both homes had already been completed internally, meaning they'd have to gut the inside of the houses, knock out walls, connect the whole thing up, add a new driveway, etc, etc. So the project was going to cost substantially more than if they were to buy each house separately.
And if them idiots, obviously I'm sure they went through it, they go through some shit like this, they costing a lot, they spending money on top of money that they don't have. They think they don't have. It's like, dude, just to portray an image, it gets to a point where it's like, all right, man, like, y'all, they couldn't have had any accountants or anything, or financial advisors or none. Because even if I had all them, let me touch a meal, bro. That meal will... And we'll talk about it.
Like, way more. When looking at a basic real estate map for sold properties surrounding the 2 houses they wanted to combine together, pretty much every single sale price is under 1.5 million. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say that each property was worth 3 million on their own, considering each house was brand new and on top of a hill with a view, which would total $6 million for the 2 houses. Well, after all was said and done, the Ace family paid $10,064,230 for the 2 houses as a combined finished product.
We are here at the McBroom residence about to sign our lives away.
Our lives?
Yeah, you
Not only
literally just sign your life away, my boy. $10 million, and then every other surrounding house is like $2 to $3 million. No one's gonna buy that house if you guys don't. If you try to sell it, oh, I don't want it. No one's gonna buy that house. No one.
Had they paid a premium of approximately $4 million to have the houses combined, but they also paid.
Are you a podcaster? You should check out Riverside FM. It's your new online recording studio.
Paid $10 million for a property in an area where very few had sold for more than $2 million. However, just in case the purchase wasn't stupid enough already, it was then revealed that they had financed the entire $10 million from 2 different hard money lenders.
At the end of July 2019, the McBroom...
And I'm sure he gonna explain what hard money lenders are, but I think there's money that like the interest rate is super fucking high. It's like you're supposed to pay it back in a short amount of time. But like I think every year the interest rate is
took
crazy.
out a hard money loan of $8.85 million from Five Arch Funding Corp and another $1 million loan from TMK Development LLC, who I'm assuming is also a hard money lender. Hard money loans are expensive loans used by house flippers that almost always have a 1-year payback term. They're considered expensive because the borrower typically pays multiple points at closing and an interest rate of 10 to 12% on an interest-only loan. The amount owed is about $9.5 million. At 12% interest, the loan is $95,000 per month interest only. Add on property taxes, which for that property are exactly $10,000 a month. Insurance and maintenance gives you a total monthly cost of well over $110,000 every single month.
Now, while $110,000 per month seems pretty damn expensive for you and me, we can assume that the McBrooms were making well over $1 million per month at this point. So to them, $110K per month with their income at the time seemed somewhat reasonable. The key word, however, is at the time. Social media stars like sports stars, as Cornelius outlined excellently in his video, have some of the most fragile careers imaginable, especially for those like the Ace family, where all they're really bringing to the table is look at how much money I have or look at our amazing family, which people get bored of pretty damn quickly. As soon as the Ace family had announced that their house was finally finished, everything started to go downhill.
Oh my God.
After moving into their new $10 million mansion, it seemed as though they stopped paying for an unfinished $7,000 a month lease at their previous rental property, and as a result, they would be sued by their landlord for $65,000. This would accompany what would be a total of 12 different lawsuits shortly after moving into their extravagant
12 lawsuits. They didn't pay their last remaining lease. I don't think these idiots understand that regardless of how much money you got, you're stupid. I'm not trying to curse too much, but their tails can't escape it. It's a such thing as civil court, where like you go to court, you have to represent yourself. They're not going to jail, but they just have to pay up when they lose. Like you're obligated by law to pay up. Come on, man.
House, each of which totaling various different amounts, some being as much as $100 million. This $100 million lawsuit came about after Austin hosted a boxing event by the name of Social Gloves. The concept was pretty simple. A bunch of different YouTubers would fight a bunch of different TikTokers and then market it as YouTube versus TikTok boxing.
I will be fighting Austin McBomb! Look, that's him right there.
The event would make money through pay-per-view, a method proven successful by the likes of Logan and Jake Paul. However, Austin McBroom of the Ace family set his expectations way too high. He estimated that the boxing match would earn a total of between $200 and $500 million. However, on the day of the anticipated event, it would sell only 136,000 pay-per-view subscriptions, which at between $50 and $90 each, totaled an absolute maximum of $12 million. For this reason, those who fought in the event failed to receive payment for their participation and began to file subsequent lawsuits, one after the other, against Austin McBroom.
None of the fighters have been paid.
James Harden.
Nobody's been paid. Nobody knows what's going on. Apparently, they were planning on selling 500,000 subscriptions. They only sold 100,000. They've made nowhere near enough money.
A company by the name of LiveX Live, hired by McBroom to help promote and run the event, would state that the McBrooms and their entire approach to this event was built upon a stack of lies, followed by the filing of the previously mentioned $100 million lawsuit for damaging their company's reputation with such a bad event. Austin McBroom's lawyers would state, in light of the apparent underperformance of the event, our firm has been retained to represent McBroom in connection with either a workout of the claims of all its creditors, or if a workout is not feasible, a likely bankruptcy filing. To add another 2 cherries on top of the cake, Catherine was then sued for $30 million for dodgy business practices relating.
Bro, these niggas, it's not funny, but it's like, bro, this is the most I've ever heard someone getting sued for. Bro, it's almost, bro, it's like 150 million, bro. There's no way in the world they can recover and get all that. Nah, man.
to her makeup line, all while the Ace family's YouTube channel has been declining in viewership extremely rapidly. In the 3 months between June 2020 and September 2020, they went from an average of 105 million views per month to an average of 35 million views per month, which has since dropped even further, with the Ace family being unable to crack even the 10 million view mark over the last 30 days. With all this in mind, it was barely a surprise to discover that their $10 million home was going into foreclosure for failure to pay the mortgage. When asked about the foreclosure, Catherine would state that it wasn't true.
Okay, Catherine, there's a lot of rumors that your house is getting foreclosed. What do you have to say about that?
It's not true.
It's not true?
No, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
While Austin would make a post on Instagram stating, "Stop capping on me and my family's name. Ain't nobody getting evicted, ain't nobody moving. Stop believing everything you see the haters say on the internet. If we were moving, we definitely would have informed the world and made a whole YouTube video about it. Have a good rest of your day." However, as
that's not true, because you're trying to save face and try to make it, oh, everything's fine over here. We got money. We're fine. I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be in the middle, but it's like, it's just bad. I'm just finishing the video.
stated by YouTuber Sloan, the Ace family could say whatever they wanted. Court documents confirmed that the property was in fact going into foreclosure.
So when Catherine is out about saying that, her home isn't foreclosed, when asked, this document is proof that yes, the home was foreclosed. It's now owned by the bank, and Catherine can lie all she wants, but the records don't lie.
A YouTuber by the name of Static John would even attend the foreclosure auction. However, the property failed to sell for the $9 million price tag and has since been purchased by another party for substantially less than the original asking price, according to Cody Ko.
I know the guy who bought it. Yeah, it was just weird coincidence. I was with him last night and he was like, he said, we bought a problematic house. And I was like, what house? And he's like, I don't know, some YouTuber, he did some boxing thing. And I was like, Austin McBroom. And he was like, yeah, crazy. They got taken for a ride when they built it. Spent way too much money on it, and now it's in this area that the next most expensive house is $2.5 million. So no one wants to buy this $10 million house.
Right.
So it's not worth anything close to that. So they picked it up like for cheap from the loan company, and I guess they're gonna try and.
There's something that's just universally satisfying about seeing the Ace family's empire crumble. Maybe it was because we could sense that it was to some extent built on lies, and therefore it feels as though we've witnessed an example of karma to see it all come to a messy end. Austin and Catherine McBroom built their empire on sand, with debt, with lies, and with most important of all, ego. The Ace family's need to maintain a public image as a happy, problem-free family was the basis for all their success, but was simultaneously the reason for their catastrophic fall.
Shout out to you, Sonny V2. I fuck with your content. I'm gonna say it again. But yeah, Ace family, bruh, that's tough. I can't say that. What I want everybody that watch this to take into account is just please be smart with your money, bruh. Be smart with your money. If you got $1 million, that doesn't mean you can go get a million, $2 million, $3 million house just because you got $1 million. Buy a house that's good enough, my God. Like, buy a $250,000 house. You got $750 left. You take a vacation. You know what I'm saying? Save the invest the rest, really. Or you will end up like them guys. That's and that's crazy because it's like, bro, they was making, man, 20 million. They up there, bro. Like, they up there. They on the level of, like, I think they like the most, the richest YouTube couple, I think. I'm not sure. But tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars they're getting sued for. Their property didn't sell for, what they're saying, they went in foreclosure with a $10 million property. It won't sell for $10 million. They're getting sued like with 13, 14, 12, at least 12 lawsuits. They're lying still. It's gonna be hard for them to make that money back. So that's 5 problems right there. It's just crazy, bro. Cause it's like, my message is y'all take care of yourself, man. Go to work. Do your career. Go to work. Get your money. Pay your bills, dog. Pay your bills. If you don't need anything, don't try to buy it. Please, save that money, invest the money or something. Don't try to buy it, bro. Because at the end of the day, it's just something you don't need anyway. You know? Good ass video. But yeah, I just wanted to react to that because I heard so much stuff about it. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's pretty much it. Yeah, y'all take care of yourself, and see y'all in the next video. Yeah.